UFC Women's Flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko has tasted defeat at the hands of only 2 women in her professional career, and now, Bullet will be afforded the opportunity to exorcise one of those demons. ESPN's Brett Okamoto reported on Tuesday night that Shevchenko, 17-3, will defend her 125-pound title against Liz Carmouche on August 10 in Montevideo, Uruguay, in the main event of a UFC Fight Night card on ESPN. Shevchenko and Carmouche, 13-6, squared off in a bantamweight bout nearly 9 years ago. Back in September 2010 as part of a regional circuit event in Oklahoma, with Carmouche earning the second-round TKO victory, the first loss of her professional career. Can't get enough UFC? Subscribe to our podcast, State of Combat with Brian Campbell, where I break down everything you need to know in the octagon, including a fiery interview with Jorge Masvidal at the 1 hour 22 minutes and 23 seconds mark. The women's flyweight queen will be working on 2 months rest, though she didn't necessarily exert much energy in her last defense. At UFC 238 earlier this month, Shevchenko successfully made the first defense of her 125-pound championship when she violently floored challenger Jessica I with a viral head kick knockout in the second round. Prior to that, Shevchenko outpointed former women's strawweight champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk to claim the vacant flyweight title. Carmouche, currently riding a 2-fight win streak, will be challenging for a UFC title for the second time in her career. In February 2013 at UFC 157, she earned the distinction of becoming Ronda Rousey's first opponent inside a UFC octagon as part of the first women's bantamweight title fight in the promotion's history. She lost in quick fashion via submission in the first round as Rousey sprung towards the peak of her popularity in MMA. More UFC news. Rumors UFC president Dana White, maybe surprisingly to some, doesn't seem to be all that broken when it comes to losing the services of former heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar for the foreseeable future. During an Instagram live session on Tuesday, HTMMA Fighting for the transcription, White admitted he believes Lesnar made the right choice in remaining with Vince McMahon in WWE. Lesnar has long been rumored to eventually face Daniel Cormier for the heavyweight title, but those plans fell through and Lesnar opted to stick with professional wrestling. UFC women's flyweight competitor Paige VanZant has been doing some contemplating as she recovers from her latest procedure to repair a broken arm. Click at your own risk. Weak stomachs need not apply. Contemplating what, exactly? Well, with 1 fight left on her UFC deal, VanZant, 8-4, revealed to MMA Junkie that she's considering a move back down to strawweight with the proper assistance of a nutritionist. VanZant recently moved up to the flyweight ranks, splitting the 2 fights she's taken in the division. She suffered a decision loss to Jessica Rose Clark in her 125-pound debut while earning a victory in her last outing via submission over Rachel Ostovich earlier this year. Let's block ad.